Welcome to the debut episode of my YouTube channel, where I'll dive into No Limit Holdem, also known as poker, while filming at the table for the very first time. To make it a little more interesting, I gave myself the challenge to win with the worst combination of 2 cards possible. 7 deuce. I can't simply leave after winning a few hands, but tried my hardest to play, get these 2 cards, and win. So, I decide to visit the streets of Montreal, where I'm born and raised, to start my adventure. Managed to film less than an hour of footage, get the warning that I can't film. So I phone call casino after casino, searching for a 1-3 session that would let me film. Finally, I found a welcoming game in Toronto called TPG, the Toronto Poker Game. Come and be a part of the unforgettable all-night sessions with some incredible back-to-back pots. Let's get right into it. First hand, 9-10 suited, diamonds, on the cutoff. Usually a 3-bet for me. I face a $15 under the gun raise, and I decide to call, not knowing how the table reacts to 3-bet. Small blind calls. We're 3-way to a flop, $64. It comes out queen, queen, 5. Small blind checks, under the gun, decides to raise. C-bet 50. I call straight away. It goes heads up. A 9 comes out. I hit a pair. Under the gun, super fast, $125 bet. I call. An 8 comes out on the river. He checks. I see weakness. Straight away, I try to act as fast as possible and put an all in. I try to rep straight with a 10 blocker, but maybe a full house might make him fold, thinking that I have pocket 9s, something of the sort. And he's contemplating. I think he has a queen or a really high pair, and he goes in the tank. I try to affect his decision making with a sentence I heard on Hustler's Casino.
You got lucky, but I got luckier.
I even cut out a little bit, but as you can see, he's contemplating a fold, and he ends up showing a queen and folding right after, which I bring down a pot of $200 for myself. So the pot was around 600, and he shows queen 5 for a set. Great first hand for me, and I already got a little bit of rep out of that. We wake up with ace king suited on the cutoff with a stack of approximately 600. Lots of game, lots of action going on, so I decide to raise it 25 when it limps to me. Small blind throws his chips, 25 as well. Under the gun after limping, calls. Queen, king. I got top pair, top kicker. I decide to c-bet 75, large bet, to try to isolate the opponent. I get 1 caller. We go heads up. An ace comes out, but sadly, it's the ace of clubs. I don't feel too confident here, but I decided to c-bet 55. If I get raised, I'm pretty sure I might be losing here to a lot of combinations. But a call, I feel pretty confident that I'm taking it down. Comes out the river, a 4th club, 0 confidence.
Check.
He checks. I'm not gonna get trapped. I check it back. He ends up slow showing a missed straight draw, 9-10 I believe. So I take that down, around 338 pot. Look who shows up. Our favorite 2 combination of cards, 7 deuce. Where? On the button. The greatest position to have the 7 deuce. So we try to play it off. I call the cutoff that raised for 20. Big blind follows. We're 3-way to a flop. We see 10, 5, king. The pot's at 60. And here we go. Big blind raises 45. Quite fast. Cutoff thinks for a little bit. I feel a little bit of wanting to raise. I just decide that 3rd hand of the night, it's not worth the struggle to try to win with this, so I fold right away. Next hand, we get king jack suited on the button. It raises from the under the gun +2, $5. I decide to 3-bet for only 20, cheap price. I get 3 other callers. The under the gun +2, the under the gun, and low jack. Around $80 the pot. Ace, queen, deuce comes out. I get a good shot. It checks to me. I see bet for 15. Under the gun plus 2 calls. Low jack calls. Comes out at 10. We bank it. I decide to trap. Check. They thought they would see a C bet. So they decide to bet since they see weakness. That was kind of what we were going for. I decide to re-raise 100 from the $45 bet.
100.
Raise.
Our opponent decides to fold by saying, hey, nice bluff.
Good bluff. Good bluff.
I don't usually show good cards, but considering the table and being able to make someone fold later on, you know, having that right impression on people, I decided to show the nuts straight.
Actually, it's not impossible. No. Thank you.
I play a few variation of hands to try to balance out my range. Some pocket fives, queen five, ace king folds, and a few things like that I chased. Mostly losing some pots, but I did win that last one right there. I'm under the gun with jack queen suited. I'm straddling here.
Straddle 5.
I get 2 calls, then button raises for 25. Under the gun, myself, I re-raise to 60, trying to put some 3-bet into my range.
60.
Okay. It's probably signed, right?
60.
We get 3 callers. The pot's at 240. This is what I'm talking about, Toronto. Always got something going on. Flop comes out 10, 6 of diamonds with a 3 of hearts. I check it, seeing if we can try to get the turn with at most a few bucks in, you know. Button who c-bets. I decide to re-raise once again. I really like what I did here. And I think that just screams I got it. They both fold, except for button that calls. Comes out another diamond. I move all in. I think he showed enough aggression that he might call this all in, but he folds straight away, and I insinuate that it was a good fold. We've been playing for 1 hour when we see pocket 9. So under the gun raises for 15. Under the gun plus 1 calls. Low jack raises to 60. Myself on the small blind call. Then we get 2 more callers. So flops at 240. Comes out 10, 8, 9. I bink. I get the set and I'm feeling pretty good. I don't think too many people's on 7-6 at all actually. And some might be on jack queen, but very unlikely. Mostly I think we're going to be seeing somebody on open-ended or a higher pair or top pair. So when I raise to 100.
100.
And under the gun raises to 300, I'm feeling pretty confident.
Ooh, 300.
Now we know. Amazing.
I go all in for all my stack, which was around 700. She instantly calls. So here we win it twice, hoping for the best. We end up seeing that I was so focused on getting that set that she had it from the get-go, 6-7 suited. She's got a chance to get a flush and she's already ahead. We're not too happy about this. Run out comes out 6, then jack. So no hits for me there. And then another 6 and an ace. We end up losing it all. I finally get a chance to get the board, but she also ruined that for me by showing off her ugly nails. Sorry, I mean pretty nails.
Best of the best. Show my nails.
Nails. Destroyed.
GG's on that one. After losing such a considerable hand, I was pretty shook, so I bought back for only 200 bucks. First hand right after losing a jam, we get ace-9 suited on the hijack. It's a very decent hand in my opinion. Under the gun, raises 20, folds to me on the hijack. I 3-bet to 45, we're heads up. 93 pot. Flop has 2 diamonds. We both decide to check the flop. On the turn, I hit the nut flush. He checks. I small bet.
30.
He re-raises 100. I go all in for effectively only 52 more. So 152.
Cards down to yourself, please, if you don't mind. 52 more. 52 more call.
He calls. I show the nut flush to double up. Let's see if we can make a comeback. I bought back in for 200. Battled a few times to get my stack back to 400. And now we got pocket 10s on the hijack. Under the gun raises for 35. I re-raised to 75. Usually I would simply call such a big re-raise, but is someone who's been playing every hand and I've been wanting to isolate him. So when he moves all in, I snap call.
Open the cards, bro.
Sure. You open? Sure. I don't mind.
Run out comes out. It's ace 9 offsuit versus my 10-10.
For him right now. He's leaving. If he wants to buy.
Comes out jack 3 3. Turn 4. River. Another jack. Let's go. We're coming back from the depths of hell. Let's see if we can make a comeback. We see ace jack suited on the button when I had straddled for $5. Somebody raises for 15, but I decide that's not enough. I do 55. Under the gun +2 that raised initially decides that's not enough for me. I'm all in. Now you can see that it's taking a little bit of time. You want to know why? Hijack all-ins as well. Cutoff all-in as well. So we got 3 all-ins and I have ace jack suited.
All in. All in.
It's a 3-4?
It's around 650. 680. 680.
I decide to call. Looking at their stack sizes and how it went, I cut out a bit of tape, but I knew that if I won against the one guy that had the biggest stack, I'd already be up from this hand. So it makes it worth it for me to call. We decide to show our cards at the end.
40.
He runs the show.
Run out comes out. 10. Queen. 6. Deuce. And a 7. I got fuck all.
I'm going back to Montreal right now.
Good idea.
Hijack folds 5-8 offsuit. Cutoff simply mucks. Alright. We're against the one guy that I wasn't really worried about because he had a small stack.
Today is your day. You're gonna win.
I lose against him. He had ace 10, but I win enough to profit from this hand around 200 bucks. What a great hand to be 4-way all in. And ace jack suited that usually fold, but this was something.